sé que me extrañas cada día. Si perdió el amor, lo siento, fue mala mía. Si fuera un cuento de fantasía, te llevaría a un paraíso y te besaría. Pero look at me, what in darkness.
Hello and welcome yet again to another episode here at the Cardboard Cave podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying all the content that we have been posting these few days. Plus, I do got to let you guys know that we want to release the first 2 episodes of Crucial Die. That is our D&D campaign show that is hosted by John, the other John. But sadly, we are having a little issues on the transfer of one of the files for the first episode of the audio files. So we are trying our best to get that audio file some way or another, like that we can post both episodes, not at the same time, but have that content ready for all of you. As well, John has just told me that he is getting ready to give you guys more reviews. He is working on a Daggerheart one-shot for a collab. So there's going to be content for all of you. So that means that we have great things on our way. And as well, we are this close. And as soon as Alec comes in, he will tell you as well that we're really close to sending you all our QR code or our invite link for our Discord server. It has taken us a couple of days to, add all the TCGs that probably you guys play, areas like that you guys can play your board games as well. Let it be online or in video conference. And as well, areas where you can talk to us directly, and as well, bots like that you guys can find informations of your favorite TCG. So let's go ahead and bring in our favorite director, the one and only Ale.
Hey, what's up? I have a picture here because I'm too lazy to put my camera, but I swear I'm here. Yes. So you can enjoy Ale, a professional picture of mine there.
Yeah. Ale, you all of us are already in our Discord as well as our sponsor Titan Games. Mm-hmm. Can you tell the people how organized is this server?
It has all the bots you can imagine. Whatever game you play, trust me, you're gonna have a bot that accompanies you and helps you out. You can fetch cards, you can fetch rulings, you can do a lot of these things on this Discord. It's divided in a lot of different ways, so you're gonna have your off-topic errors as usual. But if you want to have TCG spoilers, you got them. If you want to get MTG, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited, Vanguard, something called Weiss, Union Arena, which I just recently knew about this from last year. Elestro, Digimon, Flesh and Blood, and Neuroscape. So, and you're gonna have voice channels too. So if you want to get voice channels or any of these, you can also have them there. There's also a tabletop area. You also have D&D rooms. You have all the bots. You have sponsored segments, and just a lot of stuff. And it's pretty good. There's also like a bot that I realized you had where whenever you post something on TikTok, it automatically links it to Discord. Really good. Really well. It's a pretty hefty Discord. So I hope people enjoy. People join the community. They start having fun, start playing games. I want to go and watch people playing some Commander games. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this Discord. As well, we will have a section where our sponsor Titan Games will have we'll let him post any type of scheduling for events on Titan Games, and as well anything that we have in collaboration with them. It will be available on that section as well. So we just want to try and have everything within the community. And one of the greatest things about it is it's completely free.
Yep.
You don't need to get to Patreon or anything. So we will be trying to see if we can link let's say merchandise or anything from us that you guys can help us out to keep growing. But for now, we're just going to leave it as a full free, community friendly, that you guys can meet new people. And as well, one of the things that we want to do that I think that's one of the things that I haven't yet implemented in the server is that we will have a certain section for collaborations. So we will try and see if we can implement a type of ruling in the server like that. We can divide you into content creators and fans like that. We can go ahead and not like have a number of like how many we have on each side, but it's much more easier for us like that. We can do special episodes with people that love Cardboard Cave podcast, and as well we can collab with other creators as well. So that is something that I'm still trying to see how we can implement it in the server, but the server will be open, I hope, for all of you in the upcoming next week.
Mhm.
Now, another thing before we start our programming is that you guys have 3 days that you guys have to put on your calendar if you're from Puerto Rico or if you're visiting Puerto Rico from the 18th until the 20th of July. All of us, the whole cast of Cardboard Cave, will be in Mega Geek Con, and we have 3 events. We have on Saturday from 2 to 2:30, we'll have a live podcast where myself and Ale will be talking about how to identify fake cards before you buy them, or if you have doubts that whatever they're trying to sell you, if it's fake, we will show you how to identify them and see and make sure to to show you all how you can use your hefty phones and the internet to be able to compare products before you buy them. Obviously, as well, price, because hey, you're not gonna find a booster pack of Pokemon Celebration for $3.
Nope,
Come on.
never.
The other thing is that we have 2 tournaments. We have one on Saturday that is our CDH tournament. If you have the skills and you think that you're going to be conquering Ponce in that event, so we have a CDH tournament that's going to be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's limited spaces. You can register in brainstorm.gg. We will have all of the information down below in the description like that you guys can join in. And as well, we'll have a Pokemon tournament on Sunday as well at 3 p.m. as well. It's going to be standard format. We are using another platform for that, like that we can maintain track of everybody that joins in. So all of the information of both events will be down below. So don't miss out. We will be as well in a free-to-play area where all of us are going to have different board games, card games. If you guys want to play Commander or any type of format, we will be in the second floor next to Hot Topic. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. And as well, we're going to be showcasing, once again, Narrowscape. So Narrowscape is one of a TCG that's already Kickstarter has ended. I think today was the final day for the pledge manager. But the great thing is that Narrowscape has found distribution. So Narrowscape will be in your local game store. They haven't set dates, but when we know, we will tell you. We have very close relationship with the developers, so we're going to be showcasing Narrowscape once again at Mega Geek Con. So, Ale.
Nice.
That's all. Those are all of our 8 minutes things of announcements. So, Ale, Edge of Eternities. Edge of Eternities is our next upcoming set. I don't remember when is Edge of Eternities releasing. It's on August, right?
It seems like it's gonna release tomorrow, right? Like we already got spoilers. Final Fantasy, like it's still on shelves. It's been on shelves for like 2 weeks. We had a pro tour where Vivi was dominating, and now it's like, we're gonna ban 7 cards, and now think about Edge of Eternities. Okay, yes, Edge of Eternities. That comes out August 1st, so in a month.
Yes.
In a month.
It's so interesting that Edge of Eternities has been leaked.
Yes.
Super mega leak.
It's not that interesting. It always happens. There's always a potato quality leak happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have leaks, we have official previews, and people are still talking about Final Fantasy. At least nobody is giving, I think, that much interest on this new set.
Yeah, it,
I
it
think
sounds
the
similar
biggest
to what happened a few sets back. Aether Drift, no one gave. Yeah, no one cared. Dragonstorm, they cared a little bit, only because it's a little more beloved in the Magic the Gathering community. But yeah, nothing, everything pales in comparison with Final Fantasy for sure.
Mhm. And not only that, the fact that I think that the only thing that people are hyped on is that in Edge of Eternities, I think is in episode 2 of the lore,
Mhm.
they are giving hints that slivers are coming back to standard
It's confirmed already.
after 10. It's been confirmed. Then there you go.
Basically, yeah, Morrow released some of his teases, and
Mhm.
Seth, who is more smart than me in regards to lore and to be able to understand Morrow's teases, it's pretty much confirmed that Eldrazi and Slivers are coming back into the equation, which is funny because if you remember correctly, I think it was Mystery Booster Box 2. They released a test card which is a Sliver
Yeah,
Eldrazi.
yeah, the
So
sliver.
there could probably be a legend there is going to be very close to that card.
And then I will then I got to sell my sliver deck a long time ago,
Oh,
and
big mistake.
now I want it back.
That's going to be way more expensive. And the funny
That's
part,
gonna be
like,
way more
I swear
expensive.
that's going to be like the most expensive casual deck ever because you will never win a CDH game with a Sliver Eldrazi deck, but you will definitely destroy everyone with your Sliver Eldrazi deck in a normal bracket 4 for sure.
Yes, for sure, for sure. I'm super excited, man. We have a lot of things that we're going to be doing. I hope that um, when we finish Mega Geek Con, I hope that we can make content in Titan Games. That's something that we really want to do before Ale goes back to the States again. Um, let's see what happens due to time crunch and time. And as well, I am moving from this space, moving to another house. So yeah, time is of the essence. So we don't have that much time, but we will try and make it, guys. We will try and make it. So let's go ahead and bring in the filthy. We have here the. Let me see if I can. Okay, so these are the official releases of Edge of Eternities. Ale, do you want to start with the first one? Ale, are you there?
Yes. So let's talk about Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. I love me some Tezzeret. At 3 mana, it sounds scary, but it has 4 loyalty, guys. It's not 5 loyalty, so it's not too broken. Even though like its static ability is broken as hell. He says whenever an artifact you control enters, put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret, which is insane. And it has 3 loyalty abilities. The first one, 0, untap target artifact or creature. If it's an artifact creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. So, your 0 drop Mox, you'll tap it for mana and you can untap it with this guy. Or, your a Mana Vault, you can untap it with this guy for 0.
Mhm.
Kind of crazy. His -3 says search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Obviously, everyone's going to think of stuff like Urza Saga, cheap artifacts like some Moxen, or some cheap artifacts that take care of the opponent's boards, floodgates,
Mhm.
whatever you want. Like for three loyalty, you still have it available. And by the way, you can play it then if it's like 0 costed, and then you'll automatically have another loyalty because it costs 0. The -7, you get an emblem that says at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 1/1 counters on target artifact you control. If it is not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. This is insane. I don't know why Wizards keeps doing this. This is going to see a lot of modern play. I believe it's going to see a lot of modern play. I don't know if standard they're gonna see like a lot of standard play only because I don't know what artifacts here can be very abused with this. It all depends on the set proper. But clearly, the set seems to be concerned with other things we're going to be talking about pretty soon. But yes, the synergy seems out of whack. A Cheerios deck is going to abuse this. An Affinity deck is definitely going to abuse this. Sure, his emblem is not incredibly strong, although it is pretty strong. But his -3 is ridiculous. And his 0 is pretty good too. The fact that you can produce a lot more mana with him is pretty insane. At 3 mana, it's very pushed, borderline like broken.
Yeah, like Tezzeret, I'm here thinking Tezzeret only costs 3 mana. This works with my favorite deck, the dang, I forgot. The modern deck. No, the modern deck.
Tron?
Tron. It works with Tron.
Of course.
It's like, oh, look, I can look for expedition map.
Yep.
I can untap my creature when it attacks.
Yep.
Oh, my worm coil engine is now, instead of a 7, wait, they're 6/6 or 7/7? I think they're 7/7.
7/7.
Yeah, they're 7/7. So I untap my worm coil engine, and now it's an 8/8 because it is an artifact.
Yep.
So you don't need to have that many of this in the deck, but stupidly broken.
So I went to Reddit. I went to Reddit for a second to see like synergies. Like since I'm Commander Brain, the first thing I thought was like land, play Mana Vault, tap Mana Vault, Tezzeret, play 0, untap Mana Vault, cast something else. But someone talked about like standard stuff. You can cast it off Ugin's mana effect. So the Ugin that we currently have in standard, he provides 3 colorless mana. So then you can just play Ugin, play this, untap a mana rock, which I'm pretty sure there's a couple. There must be a couple in standard right now, and just keep going crazy. So yes, a colorless deck will be born out of this, especially with the 7 banned cards that we just had recently. This is definitely going to become a deck for sure.
Definitely. Okay, so just to take them off the table, we're getting Shocklands back again.
Yes, thank God. Good.
So we're getting the Shocklands back again. So that means that you can find Shocklands for $5.
Yes, and it's gonna make your useless Aether Drift lands into actual useful lands now.
Exactly.
Because I think were those the ones that they had to check if you had one or the other? Like if you had a mountain, it came untap or something, or it provided a color.
Yes.
So the Aether Drift lands will become very useful now with the Shocklands back in rotation. So
yeah, what are we missing in standard? We don't have fetch lands still, right?
We should not get fetch lands now. And for the next 3 years, now this definitely proves you that we're not going to get fetch lands unless Wizards is desperate enough that they realize that no one's playing standard, that they're willing to print fetches, because these are going to be in rotation for 3 years. It's insane.
This is going to be an issue because I think that people are not playing standard. Just to give an example to all of our listeners and or viewers, a couple of months ago, me and Ale are in the same groups of Magic in WhatsApp. A couple of months ago, people were going crazy. Like, oh, we're going to go to this standard event or to this modern event.
There was a couple of RCQs happening. Yes.
There was a couple of RCQs happening. Everybody was going crazy. A couple of people did get to go to these main events. People that won, they get to travel. And then it's poofed out again.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about playing competitive again. And the thing is that most of these players, obviously, they have more time probably than me and Ale, right? But most of these players are playing competitive in other TCGs like Union Arena or Pokemon because hey, then Magic dies, then I play another TCG. Obviously, they have the time and the money. Not saying that that's bad, because everybody has their hobby. Ale likes to buy expensive cameras and lenses and lights. I like to buy expensive podcast equipment. So we both have our likes, right? Right now, Cardboard Cave can actually record the 4 of us a good quality audio because I invested on the Rodecaster Pro 2 with the microphones and everything, and probably Ale has better lenses or lights or whatnot because that's what he wants. He's a filmmaker, and
Yes.
that's what we need, right? You know,
Yep.
I'm super glad that people are expanding to other TCGs as well. Not saying that it's wrong, but but it happens so frequent with Magic the Gathering. People are hyped up with the RCQs and the events and everything, and then it goes back down again. You know, it's really sad that we get to see this too frequent. Obviously there's another end, that probably not a lot of people know, but if you play standard in arena,
Yeah.
you can be part of an RCQ as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it's digital, it's not
Mm-hmm.
the same. I don't know what happens if you do win the RCQ in arena and then you have to go to the main event. Do they provide you a deck?
No, you have to have your own deck.
I know, right?
They will
So
not
you
provide
still
you
have to
anything.
invest.
No.
So yeah, so you have to still invest money if you win online.
Yes, you do.
You have to waste money. So
Mhm.
so it is sad that we get to see. So that's why I'm gonna say what one of our companions in TikTok, one of our content creators, he is the Hive Lord. He said it on the video.
True.
Stop wasting money on expensive collector booster boxes because it's the IP that you love. Buy
Mhm.
singles
Yep.
and join Commander. We have
Yes.
cookies.
We have the cookies. Yes, please do.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get to our next card. Is Sami Ship's Engineer for 2 colorless mana and Boros, a legendary creature human artificer. It's a 2/4. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, create a tap 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. So we're gonna see a lot of robots.
Yep.
Maybe we'll see R2D2 somewhere
Yep.
in the
We're
future.
definitely gonna see Star Wars for sure.
Yeah, or Star Trek.
Aha. The legendary artifact spacecraft, right? The Serima. Whatever. Colorless and 2 white for a legendary spacecraft. This is a new subtype. When the Serima enters, search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. It has Station. It's a new ability. Tap another creature you control, put charge counters equal to the power of on this spaceship. Station only as a sorcery. It's an artifact creature at 7+. When you get to 7+, it's flying. Other tapped legendary creatures you control have indestructible, and it is a 5/5. So this is a crew. This is a vehicle with extra steps. So since it's bigger, it needs to power up, and it takes a while longer to power up, and you can only power up at sorcery speed. So there's definitely some limitations to it. But once you kind of get the ball rolling and actually becomes a creature, at least for this one, a 3 mana 5/5 with flying and makes all your other legendary creatures you control have indestructible seems pretty strong. I don't know how strong it will be for standard, but it's definitely very strong. I question the station ability. Since it happens at sorcery speed and it takes a while to build up, you have to consciously be like, okay, this turn I'm going to have to tap this creature or these couple of creatures, and they'll be like not able to be used for blocking. They're not going to be able to be used for attacking. So you have to really think on what you're willing to give up in order to power up this Serima, unless they print stuff in standard that allows you to proliferate the charge counters, which allows you to then be able to activate this with just doing station once,
Yeah. We have to see what happens. Obviously there might be a card that does give you or provide you like probably double the charge counters when you tap a creature. There might be a chance. But this is a very interesting ability. The thing is that for instance, the Serima provides indestructible to legendary creatures. Sadly, you can't have two Serimas in play because one has to be sacrificed.
Yes.
That's the downside about it. But it seems interesting on what they want to do or what's gonna go on moving forward, like meta wise.
Yes. It does seem very
So
commandery because it
yeah,
tutors for a card for 3 mana, so then you get to like play other cards, and eventually you power it up that so then it becomes your lord for your other legendary white creatures.
Mhm.
Because the other thing, I think you already talked about it, but to reiterate, they made a rule change where now you can use legendary artifacts.
Are you looking for the #1 local game store here in Puerto Rico? I got it for you. It's called Titan Games. They are located in Caguas and in Rio Piedras. As well, they have their own website, titanhobbygames.com. There you guys can find your favorite TCGs and much more in their website. That's not all. Just pass by every week. There's an event and there's a lot of things you can do with Titan Games. All of their information are in the description below, so pass by and check them out.
As commanders, specifically the ones which are vehicles, spacecrafts, and I think there was another one. I think, those might be it. But that allows you to play a lot of new stuff that wasn't previously available to you. It's a lot of colorless stuff. There's some colored stuff because there's been a lot of vehicles that are colored, 1 or 2 colors. So they're doing this because they want to push the spacecraft subtype, and they know that if they don't make them commanders, they might not see play because they take a while to build up. At least from the ones that I've seen, they take a lot of charge counters. And this one, even though it's like a 3-mana tutor, it really does nothing else. It's just an artifact that's just stuck there. It doesn't even provide mana. It doesn't. And I know that we don't need to have everything be super overpowered and power crept, but Magic is power crept, so might as well push this stupid card. So yeah.
No, yeah, and the thing is that this card is, if we put it in a commander perspective, this is a card that goes in the 99.
Yes, agree.
It's not going to be your commander.
No.
But it is a great 99 card. It is a card that works really great if it's inside like the commander, you're playing it and you find a way to get that ability rolling, so all of your legendary creatures are safe. So it is interesting.
Yep.
But let's see what happens. Next card is Solthera, the Super Void.
Yes.
So it's 2 colorless and 2 swamps legendary enchantment that does the following thing. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exile it. At the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice Solthera, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with 2 additional 1/1 counters. This card could see play in standard. It is a very standard card.
Yeah.
For 4 mana, you get to exile creatures that die, and then if your opponent does not have anything,
you reanimate.
You reanimate. It's not bad. It's obviously in standard there might be a chance that your opponent will have creatures most of the time, but being the fact that this card might have synergy with any other cards that are available now in standard, it could work.
You would need to do like a sort of aristocrats type of deck where you're sacking your stuff, which in turn exiles their stuff, and then when you clean their board, that's when you start reanimating their good stuff. So there's a world. I just don't know how many cards are currently in standard for you to allow a sort of aristocrats. I don't know, like Orsov aristocrats or Rakdos aristocrats, but it's pretty cool. It's interesting that they showed you the different types of frames they're gonna have, and they did a very Secret Larry type of frame, which I don't know if this implies that one where it doesn't have the text, does it have the text in the back? Are we doing this stupid thing in standard now where you're going to have a sort of flip card? I hope not.
I hope not. I just hope that they bring back there was a time in Magic the Gathering
Yes.
where cards didn't have text. It was just the artwork, and you would know what it does. Obviously, if you didn't remember, you would look it up. But if they maintain it like this, like a full artwork with only the name and that's it, with the mana value, and you can play it, there's there's no text on the back, that would
Yeah.
be great.
But you know what? I'm gonna fight on this because the thing is, I love textless cards too, but I feel like they only work if it's sort of an iconic card. You don't need to describe
Okay.
preordained. You don't need to describe a lightning bolt. You see a lightning bolt, you know what it's like. You don't need to describe counterspell. Those iconic spells can be textless because you know what the card does. Sothera has 1,000 paragraphs and 1,000 different effects that by memory you're not going to be able to remember.
But
So
we have Cryptic Command as a full art as well with no text.
true, which was very controversial when it first came out, if you remember. So my point stands. There may be some cards that should not have that type of treatment, but yeah, you know.
True story. I think that my favorite cards that are full art, that they both have like the same artwork. I think that they were drawn by the same artist, but he did like 2 different versions of it. Was oh man, I forgot the Wrath of God and Damnation.
Oh yeah,
The full art.
Yes,
Both of them had like the same artwork, but they had like counterparts, you know.
Yes.
That they looked amazing.
Yes.
So here are the here we have 2 more cards before we move on, because we have Tezzeret on a throne, and then we have Sothera once again, but in a different type of art style.
Yeah.
Or frame style. My bad.
Yes, frame style.
So go with the next one.
Yes, Harmonious Grove Strider. It is a 3 colorless green for a star. So it has Ward 2. It's an uncommon, guys. It's not going to be overpowered. It's a Ward 2. It says this creature power and toughness is each equal to the number of lands you control. So it's simple. 5 mana for 5/5 at a baseline. It's great for limited. It's a good drop. It's a good late game drop that only goes up in power, and the ward really helps in the late game because you know the removal might be expensive, and then might not be able to get rid of it so quickly. So it's cool.
It's cool, yeah. The next card is Tanuk Memorial Ensign is 1 and Gruul. Legendary creature Kavu Pilot is a 2/4 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Tanuk deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability has resolved, this turn draw a card. This is such a commander card.
Yes, it is. It's just stick it in a landfall deck. I mean, it can work on its own because we do have Fable Passage, so we do have a fetch land right now currently. But yeah, it's definitely a commander card. You just want to abuse this.
New Capenna is not in the meta, right?
What?
New Capenna. New Capenna is not in the meta.
That seems too old. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, it could have been cool because then
it's gonna be for 3 years. So yeah.
Fable Passage and a couple of other fetch lands.
Watch them print Prismatic Vista into standard or something.
You imagine?
I can see it. I can see it out of spite because they don't want to print the fetches because they can't print the fetches. So they might print the Prismatic when I mean it depends because if Fable Passage is in a Foundations, which I think it is, then you're not gonna see a Prismatic Vista. Yeah, you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see 2 fetches that fetch for the same thing. In the same standard format. That would be insane. The lands are cool. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. The lands are cool.
Fable Passage is in Bloomberg.
Oh, so it will rotate eventually.
It will, yeah. It will rotate eventually.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll do that then. Maybe they'll just put
Okay, here we go. I got the full list list of the printing.
Yes.
So Fable Passage, is in Bloomborough. Yeah.
Yep. But Bloomborough should rotate in a year, I believe.
I think it would rotate in a year, yeah.
So the interesting thing is if there was a set, at least currently, that should have Fable Passage, it should be this one because it's so land reliant. And since they didn't take into the equation that they were going to do 3-year rotations and then they were going to have Foundations last 5 years instead of like probably 2 years or whatever they were probably thinking initially, there might be some overlap. And we already seen the overlap because there's cards like Abuelo's Blessing, which was not supposed to be in standard by the time Omniscience was supposed to come out. So there might be overlap again where you might see a Fable Passage here. I feel like you're going to see Fable Passage here. If not like in standard per se, you're going to see it in one of those artist whatever cards they do now.
Yeah, the oh god, the
Artist series or something. Yeah.
artist series, yeah, something like that.
Yes.
So
Those strikes,
we have our full art lands again.
they
They
look
look
pretty.
beautiful.
They look very nice.
They look
Yes.
pretty. They look very cinematic.
Yes. If you ever wanted
Look
to do a
very
Star Wars set, here's your set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or if Star Wars Unlimited had lands, here are your
Here are your
lands.
lands. I agree. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Ale, here go take the next one.
Okay. Alfariel, Dreaming Acolyte. Oh, see, Star Wars reference. He even has a lightsaber. It's a Star Wars thing. So it's a colorless in the mirror for a 2/3 human cleric, legendary creature. When Alfariel enters, draw 2 cards. Then discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card. During your turn, Alfariel has Death Touch. I am worthy of the Faller's blessing. I can prove it. That's something Kylo Ren would say.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Do you imagine that we had this talk, guys, before
Yes.
we started recording, and we're like, yeah, I think Star Trek is going to be the secret layer, but now I'm doubting myself. I think it's going to be Star Wars.
Look at that. It's an acolyte with a lightsaber. So I can
Ex-
see it. I can see it.
Jesus.
It's a cool card.
Okay.
You've seen this sort of effect before on like Thirst for Knowledge and stuff. Actually, Thirst for Knowledge is the card that I'm thinking of because that's the one that you discard 2 unless you discard a artifact. But actually, you draw 3 cards. So this one's less
Yeah.
good, but it's great for limited for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very limited card.
That's correct.
Yep.
Now,
Last
our
one.
last official card is Embrace Oblivion. It was previewed today. For 1 swamp, you have a sorcery that does the following. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature and destroy target creature or spacecraft.
Yep. It's cool. I don't know if there's an instant source, like there's an instant version of this card. If there isn't, then this is pretty good because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some weird mechanic where you can make rocks, moon rocks or something, and you actually there was already some. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's going to be a mechanic similar to what I just said that will probably be released in this set, so you can sack that token, that artifact token, and then you can just destroy something for 1 mana. Sure, it's sorcery speed, which is admittedly a little worse, but again, if there's no instant,
isn't there a creature that creates rocks?
There is a creature. I think there's something that I don't know if you have them in your
goblin.
Well, I know this
that creates the rocks, the artifact rocks.
Oh, you mean that one? Yes. Which it's I forgot the goblin, but yes, he creates rocks. But it's not. But there is a card in this set. I don't know if you have your unofficial list, but there is a card that will make a type of token. It's a new type of token that that does something which is specific to this plane, I guess. That is a artifact token, so you can sacrifice that, so you can destroy a creature or a spaceship.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the unofficial cards that were leaked, because apparently, obviously, you guys all know that there are certain content creators or certain people or maybe an employee
yes
that they receive product early just to like that they can open booster packs, have fun or whatnot. But certain people can't wait because of excitement apparently, and they start leaking cards. So Wizard of the Coast apparently sent out probably packages like what happened with Brazil with Final Fantasy. So apparently they sent a couple of booster boxes to random, probably employees or content creators or whatnot. And they opened these boxes and they started leaking cards. So we're gonna start off the bat with the full art, I would say, right?
Yes.
Full art. Full art Shocklands. We have a Watery Grave. We have a somewhat type of like Eldrazi creature there.
Definitely, you have something there. I hate the frame. I'll be honest up front. I hate the frame. I hate the fact that the name of the card is down where the subtype is, or the type and the subtype should be. It creates a bit of visual confusion. Um, it's gonna take me a bit to get used to that. It's a bit weird.
I would have preferred to just have like watery grave on the top
Yes,
and
but
the
obviously they didn't
land.
want to disturb the art, I guess. But
Yeah,
then, as a result, again, like if you take a quick glance at it, you're gonna be confused because the watery grave is at the bottom, and again, you're gonna think, oh, that's the type, watery grave. You're just gonna. I know it's stupid to say this, but it's sort of like a little bit of a slippery slope.
yeah, it is.
Yes,
It is.
yeah, but it's
And
great
then
art. Yeah.
it is great art. The artwork looks
Oh
amazing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna
The
lie,
art, yeah, the
but
art is beautiful.
the framing is kind
The
of
frame is
weird
weird.
and
Yes.
wonky.
Mhm.
So we have here Stomping Ground. That was what I think that was the first one that
That
actually
was
got
yes,
leaked because it was found on eBay. It says right here,
yes,
a Stomping Ground was found on eBay. It's so interesting how this product gets, you know, that how this product goes out there
yeah,
and Wizard of the Coast lets it happen. I know that this is good publicity, I would say, because
yeah,
you might get people hyped,
yeah.
but you're putting cards out there for sale that still don't have a market price.
I think I feel like some people do it because they don't know any better. Also,
Yeah.
I think the problem was, if correct me if I'm wrong, they opened a Final Fantasy box and these cards were inside. Apparently, that's what the rumor said. This person was just opening Final Fantasy boosters and then it was just seeded with a bunch of Age of Eternity cards. That's the story. I don't know how true that is. Obviously, this could all be just typical marketing ploy from
Yeah,
WotC because, if funny enough, they're just revealing to you lands. They're not actually spoiling new cards. It's all mostly lands.
exactly.
It's not something impactful or something like amazing. Um, not like Super Tezzeret or something. It's just lands with different art. What a
Mhm.
coincidence, you get to see them a bit early. But yeah,
But that's not the only thing that got leaked.
yes, yes,
We have our first Eldrazi
yes, we have
that
an
was
Eldrazi.
provided to us. So
Yep.
Ale, you can take this one.
Anti-casual vestige, 6 colorless for a 7/5 that reads: when this creature leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. It has a ability, Warp 4. You may cast this card from your I can't see. I can't see.
From your oh, there you go. Sorry.
I can't see. There you go. From your hand for its warp cost, exile this creature at the beginning of the next end step. Then you may cast it from exile on a later turn. So you cast it for cheap, just so you have the ability, the early ability at the very least. So for 4 mana, you can have a 7/5. It exiles itself, so you're just basically playing it so you can play something else, essentially. Then you warp it, and then it comes back later. It's sort of like what was the most recent? It's sort of like plot, but in reverse. Because you get to play the
Yeah.
card for cheap. No, it's sort of like there was one mechanic, I think it was in Brothers War, where you get to play these artifacts for slightly cheaper and they have the same effect but at a reduced power.
Oh,
So
right.
it's sort
Yeah.
of a mix of that with sort of going on an adventure / plot. It's a couple of different effects here. It's cool
Mhm.
because you get to play the creature faster and then you get to abuse the effect faster. You get to abuse it twice actually. So it's pretty strong. 4 mana, I play it. It leaves. I play something else for 4 mana. And then when I have 6 mana, I get to play it and I get to keep it. And then when it actually leaves, then I get to play something for 6 or less. Also, it replaces itself when it leaves. So it draws you a card, sort of replaces you, and then it plays something else. Even though it comes tap, it doesn't matter. You're playing something else. It seems pretty good. Pretty good, I would say.
It seems pretty good. I think that for standard, it would be a great
Yes.
card.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, let's go through this one because this was going to be fast. So we have we have a new land.
Yes.
We have new lands thanks to the unofficial release of cards.
Yep.
And then the land is the following. It's called Suzur Secundi Void Altar.
Mhm.
My bad. Is a land planet. This land enters the battlefield tap. It provides I think it's swamp. Yeah, swamp. It's a station. And let me see if by any chance they have the text somewhere, because I don't think so. We're going to attempt and read the text. So you plus 12 charge counters to, I think it's to pay 1 in black to tap and pay 2 life, sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Activate this ability only as a sorcery. So we have planets now as lands. These are again cards that keep appearing from the special boxes that people got.
Yep.
I think it's okay. I like the artwork though. The artwork looks pretty nice. Again, the framing, not enjoying it that much, but I understand the why they made it that way, like that it doesn't disturb like the artwork, but it's very interesting that we're gonna have lands that provide mana, and they are stations, and as well they have like a spacecraft ability. And not only that, they are bringing a new subtype that's called planet. So there might be something in this set that is planet related.
I sent you another, because I don't know if you have this article. I sent it to you through WhatsApp. Those are the leaks that I was talking about. Because obviously they revealed the lands, but then they revealed a couple of uncommons.
I have that one. I have them.
Good, because that's the one that has the card that I was talking about. So
yeah, I have them right here.
Yes.
I had everything like organized.
Nice. Okay.
There we go.
Yes, there we go. So there's another one. So this one, I'll read that one. This is Virulent Silencer. Mana value 3. It is an artifact creature robot assassin, and it's a 2/3. Whenever a non-token artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. So poison counters might be back? Question mark. Scary.
Yeah.
Scary to have that 2 in this set.
Okay, here's the other one. It's called Close Encounter. So for 1 and green, uncommon is an instant, and it says, and as an additional cost to cast a spell, choose a creature you control or a warped creature card you own in exile. Close Encounter deals damage equal to the power of the chosen creature or card to target creature.
I think the warp part is insane to me, because the creature isn't in the board and you can actually deal damage based on that creature. So you can do that Eldrazi thing, 4 mana. You use it, you draw a card, you play a thing. It's already exile. It's gonna be an exile. No one can track with that. And then later on, you'll be like, oh, I need to deal 7 damage to something. Let me use that. And then and if there's other cards that, because this is not as strong. It's a green damage spell. It's not as great as other spells. Exactly. But if there's other spells that does, I don't know, like, oh, draw a card equal to the power of your warp creature, or maybe I don't know, like make tapped artifacts, artifact treasures or whatever based on the warp creature you have. It'd be insane. But now we come to this card. This is interesting. So it's Biomechan Engineer. This guy, it is a Simic, so it's a green and a blue for an insect artificer that is a 2/2, and it reads, when this creature enters, create a lander token. It is an artifact with 2 tap, sacrifice this token, search your library for a basic land card and put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. For 8, draw 2 cards and create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. For limited, it's pretty good. Now, for the possibility of the lander token, however,
exactly,
that's the crazy part. That's the thing that's going on. It like it says in the description, it's essentially giving you colorless rampant growths.
Yes,
colorless rampant. I cannot believe we're in the year of our Lord 2025 and we have colorless rampant growths in standard.
That is ridiculous, bro.
Really strong. Really strong.
Really, really strong. Yep. Next card is Uthros. I think I said it right. Whatever. Uthros Scanship. So it's 3 in blue. Artifact spacecraft is a 4/4. Card text is the following: when this spacecraft enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Has station that you have to have +8 to be able to make this a creature or an artifact creature. And it only gains flying, and it's a 4/4. That's it.
It's just for limited. It's a
Yeah.
it's a 4 mana worse divination, but at least it's a thing that sticks on the battlefield. And the other one, Rescue Skiff. It is a 5 colorless and a white for an uncommon artifact spacecraft, 5/6. When it enters, return target creature or enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has station 10 and it just gives flying, and it's a 5/6. For 6 mana to reanimate your omniscience. I'm gonna always make the joke. everything reanimates omniscience. It's pretty bad, but for limited though, 6 mana to reanimate something and then be able to have this stick around and then try to charge it up. We'll see. It all depends on how people react to the charging of the spaceships, because they seem
Yeah,
a little bit hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ale, within the boundaries of all these leaked cards and official cards, do you think that
Yes.
you are hyped for Edge of Eternities?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm interested in what they do for artifacts. So Tezzeret, I really want to have a Tezzeret. I want to get whatever seems interesting in terms of the artifacts. The lander mechanic seems kind of cool. Like, can you imagine they do like a childless tracker, which is just like it produces lander tokens?
Landers, you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Oh,
That'd be a great. That'd be great. That'd be a
crazy.
great rare card. Think about it, Wizards.
Yes, it would.
It'll be a great rare card. But besides that, I'm not. It's a little. I know JP loved the idea of going to space because it does seem intrinsically magic still. Like when you see like the angels and when you see some of the creatures here, the Kavu are from magic. Like they're not invented solely for this plane. But I don't know. I just feel like it sort of feels like a unset type of thing. Instead of cowboy hats or detective hats, we have spaceships. We have space helmets now. So we still have another hat. It's still sort of a hat set. Although this one's better conceptualized than the previous ones that I mentioned, but it's still a little bit weird. Now, the things that it's going to do for landfall, I'm very interested to see what they do. Having shock lands into standard is great because we're going to have at least half of the cycle is going to be very cheap and very accessible. So that's always great. But in terms of like initial interest, I do not have any. I don't think so. What about you?
I'm in. Okay, so I'm intrigued to see what happens, but I'm not like in it 100%. Yeah. Obviously, anything space theme I like. I just want to see where it goes because there's so many things that you can do. This does not feel as a Magic the Gathering set, and I know if JP was here with us, he would tell us otherwise. But I don't feel that it's a Magic the Gathering lore heavy set. You know, it's just like Karloff Manor, the Cowboy set, Aether Drift. You know, these are sets that, hey, they appeared and that's it, you know. So I do hope that probably this one will shift and make people join the game again. We know that's going to happen with Spider-Man, that's going to be our next set. And I really wished that JP was here, but I saw it in the comments, my people and our community. You guys saw the clip that I mentioned that I've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I do got to say good news. I started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know it. Let me check on what episode I am in. But I am watching it. Just in case. Let me see. I am in. I'm only down to I'm finishing episode 3. Sorry, I'm watching so many things at the same time. Full Bar is in Netflix, and I love me some Arnie, so I am literally watching Avatar and Full Bar at the same time. But first, for my initial thoughts, I know it's only 3 episodes, but I think that JP had a very good point. When I started watching episode 2, I got hooked. I wanted to learn more
Yeah.
of like this world. So I'm really intrigued. I'm saddened that I didn't get to be on the hype train when it was released, but at least it gives me, it's something that I do very, very much, that I get to see these shows not on the hype train, like that I can actually experiment if I actually will like it or not.
Yeah.
We explained this before in other episodes when I mentioned that I don't like Death Note, and I saw it 2 times to see what was the whole Shingamabog about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But Ale, um, every time Wizard of the Coast during summer, we do have a lot of like summer secret layer drops. Sometimes they are very bombastic. We had our secret layer, Nuestra Magia, that was super successful. We had a Boricua artist on one of the cards, and it's one of the most important cards for Commander, that's Sylvan Library, called La
Mhm.
Abundancia de Yukaju. I think
Yes.
I said it
Mhm.
right. But for all of our Sega fans, right now I'm about to introduce this secret layer, and I have the Sonic Battle Adventure song going, the Battle Adventure 2 on my head. But the next upcoming secret layer, we're gonna get 3 different secret layers of our favorite blue hedgehog, Sonic.
Yep.
So
Iconic.
I'm iconic, exactly. So I'm super happy and super hyped for it. It's an IP that I've grew up on. I remember playing Sonic on the Sega Genesis and on the
Mhm.
Sega Genesis 16 bits, and then so on and so forth. Obviously, one of the most popular Sonic games is Sonic Adventure 2. Obviously, with the intro song that I think everybody knows it.
Yes.
Um, but let's go ahead and dive into these 3 secret layers. I think that one of them, wait, let me see. Yeah, the other two, the two other 2 secret layers are reprints, but we do have characters.
Mhm.
All of our favorite characters from Sonic they have their own cards. So Ale, take it away with Sonic, and I'll continue moving forward.
Okay. This is shocking, by the way, because I think I was driving with Fabiola. I don't know. I think we're going to San Juan, and I saw that they revealed the secret layers, but they first revealed the ones that wasn't like the character cards. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's weird. Like I thought they'd make like reskins of whatever, and I was speculating like what the reskins will be. I was like thinking, oh, they're gonna do like they did with SpongeBob, because it's the same. I think it's Viacom. They both own SpongeBob and Sonic, so I would assume it was just
Yeah.
reskins. And then when Fayla started laughing, I'm like, what's happening? It's like they're all original cards, and I'm like, oh no. And we're gonna talk about one specifically, but yeah. I'm gonna start with Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a colorless and Jeskai colors for a 2/4 Hedgehog warrior. He has haste, and I think most of these are gonna have haste, by the way. Gotta go
Yeah.
fast. Whenever Sonic the Hedgehog attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. Whenever a creature you control with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a tapped treasure token, which makes sense because in one of the secret layers, the treasure is the Sonic ring. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Obviously, I would have loved if the creature had all the colors, but it's cool because it synergizes perfectly with all his friends, because all
Mhm.
his friends have some of the colors of the Jeskai colors. So you could play Sonic with Amy, Knuckles, and Miles, but you cannot put it with Eggman or
With
Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
cool. Good flavor. Good flavor. I wish it would have been 5 colors, but it's
Exactly.
fine. I can live with it.
So the next card is Shadow the Hedgehog. For 2 black and 2 red, you have a legendary creature, Hedgehog Mercenary, with haste. Whenever Shadow the Hedgehog or another creature you control with flash or haste dies, draw a card. He has another ability called Chaos Control. Each spell you cast has split second. If mana from an artifact was spent to cast it, as as long as it's on the stack, players can cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. And Shadow is a 4/2.
Mhm.
Shadow is pretty broken.
I cannot believe they printed something like this. It
I
is
can't believe. Wow.
unhinged. It is insane. This is a kill on sight in Commander. Like if someone
Yeah,
plays this, you need to get rid of it on the spot. You
I
need to get
agree.
rid of it. It is insane. It's unfathomable that they printed something like I cannot. I'm baffled. I'm baffled that they did something like this. It's each spell, and they tried to mitigate it by saying, "Oh, you need to use an art." Come on, it's Commander. You have a bunch
It's
of mana rocks.
Commander,
You have treasures,
actually.
specifically Rakdos. Rakdos synergizes with treasures more than a lot of color combinations. Think of is it no, it's not Perforos. It's the other one.
Which one?
It's a Rakdos card. It's two colorless, red and a black. It's a Rakdos card. It's a 1/4 that at the end of the turn you get to exile a card and then you get to play it. If not, you make a treasure. I forget the name. He's pretty.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it was a Commander Precon.
Yes.
I don't remember, but I know which one you're saying.
Yep.
Prosper.
Prosper makes
Prosper.
treasures. Like it's in Rakdos,
Oh,
it's kind of innate that you make treasures. So
that is
you're always gonna
so
have the availability of casting everything with split second. And no, like
yeah,
if someone plays that on the stack, you cannot put something on the stack. So the stack ends with whatever they play. So you can be like, oh, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna play, he's gonna play the game-winning card, whatever that may be. Doomsday. I try to counter spell. On the stack, they can put a red elemental spell, and they'll stop the
done.
stack, and you cannot interact. You can do nothing, and the stack has to resolve. Or they can just
Exactly.
actually because they can just cast the thing from the get go. If they cast the game winning spell, I can't interact with it if they used a treasure or an artifact. So from the get go, I
True.
can't even interact with the card. So
Oh God,
yes,
that is so true.
yeah, you play Shadow, and then you can't no one if it hits the field, no one can kill it. They need to wait for you to do something. But the problem is when you do something, you can't react to it because it's split
The-
second.
there's another problem. The thing is, it says each spell. So if you pay, if you have Dr. Eggman, Dr.
Yes.
Eggman is Grixis. So if you have the combo with Thassa's
Yes.
Oracle,
Yes, of course. Yes.
oh
No one can
God,
interact with you. You're just gonna win on the spot. That's what I'm saying. Like if
that's
in this one as a commander is already very strong because there's a lot of Rakdos commanders. Like we already have Deadpool, which Deadpool has been doing a lot of great things in CDH. You pair it with this guy, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice that Shadow and Sonic have the same pose?
Yes, I love
And
it.
then their attack, their power and toughness are inverted.
I agree. Yes, I like it. It's very
That's
cool.
amazing.
It's cool.
That's
Except
amazing.
they made Shadow way more broken.
Exactly. Yeah.
Way more broken. The next one, Miles Tails per hour. 1 colorless and Azorius colors for a 3/1. It's a Fox Artificer. It has flash, it has flying. Whenever a vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has flying. Otherwise, put a flying counter on it. And we'll see in the other secret layers, there's already a vehicle that's going to pair very nicely with Miles. So very simple,
Yes.
very straightforward, very good.
Now let's go to our favorite Dr. Eggman. So for 2 colorless and Grixis colors, you have a legendary creature human scientist, a 3/6 with flying, and the following ability. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Then each opponent faces a villainous choice. That player discards a card, or you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle card from your hand onto the battle. Oh God, I want this for my Doctor Who commander.
I love it that it says
need
robot
this.
because they already like Doctor Who already had robots, and this upcoming
Yes,
Edge of Eternity set just so happens to have robots too.
that
So,
robot.
it synergizes so well. Yeah,
I
it's very good.
love it. I love it because the reason why I love it, guys, is because I play the Dalek creator
Mhm.
and as my commander. And he plays a lot with villainous choice. So being the fact that I can continue having my opponent discard cards and or I play cards, so super amazing. Oh, and obviously draw a card. So I'm in. Super in.
Yep. Love it. Amy Rose is the next one. 2 colorless and Boros for a 3/3. Hedgehog Warrior. It has haste. Whenever Amy Rose attacks, Attach up to one target equipment to her. Then up to one other target attacking creature gets plus X plus O until end of turn, where X is Amy's Rose's power. Yeah, it's sort of we're getting to this threshold where a lot of these Voltron equipment based commanders, they all feel the same. This feels like Captain America, but worse because it has one less color and is less powerful. So we're getting to that point where they're all doing essentially the same thing. So this feels a little redundant. But I guess in the 99, where Sonic is like the premium commander and she's like in the 99.
Hey, are you looking for premium playtest cards? I have you covered. TolarianLibrary.com. Just pass by their website, check out all of the playtest cards that you might need for your commander deck, and use code CBCMTG to get 20% off your order. If you're looking for cards that you probably don't have a budget for, it's fine. Tolarian Library might have it, and you can get it for your future commander.
It's pretty cool because you have a bunch of boots and you have a bunch of artifacts we're going to see in the other secret layers that pair very nicely with her. And you can just stick a bunch of swords with her and she can boost other creatures based on her power. So it's cool if you keep it centered on the deck. As a commander, you can make a Boros commander. It's a pretty good Boros commander for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Because it says other target attacking creature, so you can't even do proper Voltron with her. So that's the only thing.
It still synergizes with Sonic. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're gonna make Sonic stronger for sure. Yep.
No, and Sonic says that whenever a creature you control with Flash or Haste deals combat damage or deals damage, you create a treasure, a tap treasure. So with Sonic you have one, and then with Amy you have two, and now that we're going to be presenting Knuckles, the Ichiden is 2 and 2 red. Legendary creature Ichiden Warrior, double strike, trample, haste. So you have an additional treasure token. So whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure to
Yep. That's create a treasure crazy. Yep.
So then he has another ability called Treasure Hunter. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game.
Yes. Which I was debating how difficult it could be, but considering the fact that you can easily make so many treasures and there's so many shenanigans you can do with treasures nowadays, it feels relatively easy to pull this off.
Yeah.
Yes. And if like no one interacts with you, you just win because you don't need to use your treasures unless you absolutely.
Not only that, you're running red, you're running white. There's already 2 cards that multiply your tokens.
Yes.
So you have Mondrak and you have whatchamacallit, the Amonkhet card. So you have 2 cards that multiply. So that's ridiculous.
And if you're playing white, doesn't Anointed Procession multiply tokens?
Yeah, that's the card that I was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
The Anointed Procession. And then you have the creature Mondrak, the legendary creature from all will be one.
All will be one. Yep. You can definitely get it. And the last one of this secret layer, Super State. 7 colorless for a legendary enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 99. It has flying, first strike, trample, and haste. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. Note, although you are hitting an opponent for damage, the damage that you do with this ability is not commander damage. You're not hitting everybody else with commander damage, but you're hitting them very hard with this Super State.
Yeah, completely agree.
Like it. Love it.
So the next 2 secret layers are going to be very straightforward. They are reprints of cards that we have already seen. But we're going to go ahead and at least name them like you guys can have fun. So me and Ale will go one by one. Sure. So we have the famous treasure that Ale mentioned. So we have the Sonic ring. It looks pretty.
We have a soul ring. A soul ring has Sonic just like with a little aura around him.
And then we have Unexpected Windfall. That it's a card that lets you draw and create treasure tokens. So we have more synergy in regards to creating treasures with Sonic and the crew.
Then you have the dispute, which makes you draw cards and create treasures. It has shadow in the artwork.
Then we have fabricate, because obviously our adorable Tails always works with machinery, so obviously he has to have his own fabricate card.
And because Amy cares about equipments, you have open the armory, which tutors for an aura equipment to put into your hand.
And we have a very cute elephant, because it's generous gift. So you guys all know that it destroys target permanent, and your opponent gets a 3/3 elephant. I just hope that the bonus card on this one is not an elephant token.
I hope so too. Given the fact that you have all colors, I expect that the bonus card would be multicolored or a broken artifact. Yes, that will probably
We
be
have
done.
to see if the Sonic set, this secret layer, has a lottery card.
Yes, which probably it does, because the Final Fantasy one had it. They all have one at this point. I will say this: that one has no value. There's no value in that one, and the next one ish. The next one's slightly better, but that one with the chasing adventure, that one has no value. Fabricate probably is the best one, I think, or open the armor. I think open the armory doesn't cost that much.
I think that the ones that are like value is fabricate, deadly
right?
dispute.
Deadly dispute isn't worth anything, so that's what I'm saying. I think it's just open the armory, maybe.
There was a time that deadly dispute was a expensive uncommon, but in all the one is fabricate.
For sure.
And
now the thing is, it's the art. It's the art, and obviously, like stuff like the Soul Ring, people are gonna want to buy the shit out of that. So I'm pretty sure it'll go up in value just because of the artwork and the characters that it has. But inherently, there is no value here.
No value. Yeah. Okay. So here are the next ones. So Ale, it's your turn.
Sure. We start with an egg pawn. It's a mirror. I want to buy that one. I need that stupid mirror token so bad for my mirror deck.
Yes. Then we have our next card is a reshaped skin. It's called Tornado Sonic's Biplane, but it's the Weather Light. So if you guys know, the Weather Light is just a card that when it deals combat damage, you can look at the top 5 cards, and you may reveal a historic card from among them and put it into your hand.
Which I think is like the best vehicle you could have chosen for this, because it's very generically good and it's flavorful. So then you have Power Sneakers, which are lightning greaves. Sonic is wearing those, and those are the strongest ones because it gives you Shroud and it equips for 0. So yeah.
Correct. And then we have Amy's hammer, that is Pico Pico hammer. That is Hammer of Nazan. It's a great equipment. There is an equipment that I always mention for the Cloud Commander deck. So it's a great card.
Yes. Then we have Egg Hammer, which is Mirror Battle Sphere, 7-costed mirror construct. That is a 4/7. When it enters, it makes 4 colorless mirrors, and when it attacks, you may tap those mirrors to give that power to the creature, and then hit that as non-combat damage to the opponent.
Then we have Air Shoes, that is Swift Foot Boots, that is on the artwork of Shadow's shoes. So we all know it's just provides you hexproof and haste and equips for 1.
And then finally, we have Knuckles Gloves, which is I forgot the name of this thing, the Cleave.
The Reaver Cleaver.
Yes, exactly. So it's a legendary equipment, 2 colorless and a red for an equipment that reads, equip the creature gets +1/+1, it has trample, and when this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens, which synergizes very well with Knuckles. I want to add, it's hilarious to me that we have Sonic and Shadow, and they all have haste. Yet you give me the boots that give you haste, which is redundant because if you want to stick it into the deck, it literally serves no purpose other than give you Shroud or hexproof. It's hilarious. I understand why they did it, because obviously you need to do it, but it's just hilarious because they literally do nothing with our characters.
I don't know what happened there, but it makes sense. It makes sense to why it's funny. But we have our favorite blue hedgehog is now part of the universe beyond. Obviously, it's not going to be part of standard, but it will be part of Commander. And another great thing is that being the fact that we're getting a secret layer, there might be a chance that we will get probably Commanders and or a Sonic the Hedgehog set. Obviously, it didn't happen with SpongeBob, but hey, anything can happen in Wizard of the Coast. So, so Ale, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Your final thoughts on Edge of Eternities and the Secret Layer set for Sonic the Hedgehog?
I want to see more of Edge of Eternities. I want to see if I get convinced by the other cards, by the spaceship mechanic, by the lander mechanic, by the lands, or by the perhaps secret layer IPs that accompany this, which is, it could be potentially something good, something very Star Trek War related. I do want to test it. I do want to see what they do with the artifacts. I'm not entirely convinced. Same thing happened to me with Aether Drift. I wasn't too convinced with a lot of vehicles and stuff like that, even though there's a little bit of artifact synergy, but I just don't enjoy that much the vehicle mechanic as much as other people do. In terms of Sonic, I did not grow up with Sonic. When I was older, I played some Sonic games, but when I was a kid, I was more of a Nintendo kid. So I never really played, or I don't have a nostalgia for Sonic. That being said, I probably need to, not want, need to get that secret layer because Shadow is too powerful, and I need to get that card by any means necessary, especially since I already have the Deadpool deck. I'm missing some cards, but definitely that's going to be like an auto include in the deck. And we're only going to be able to get in a secret layer, which goes to my final point. Watsy, what are you going to do with these mechanically unique cards? You promised you were going to start reprinting them. We haven't seen any universes within in a while. And you guys, I believe you guys removed the list cards. So how else are you going to put these cards into lore-centric accessible Magic the Gathering sets? You need to fix that because Sonic is going to be a very expensive card. It's going to be heavily used in CDH, and we're not going to see a reprint of this card for at least 2 years, 3 years, maybe. How long did it take for the Stranger Things Street Fighter cards? They took a while, didn't they? It took like a year and a half. So yeah, it's a little worrisome. And that's not even taking into account stuff like Deadpool or like the Marvel secret layer that was a while ago. Like I'm expecting those cards are gonna come eventually in like the like in the Marvel set proper. In like one form or another, because I assume, right? I doubt they would just keep them a secret, because those things are going to keep rising in price, especially the very useful ones like Captain America. It's a fan favorite, and Deadpool is seeing CDH play because it is really that good. So yeah, hopefully they mitigate that, they fix that problem, because if they keep printing this type of broken cards, they need to assess those very quickly.
I completely agree. So my final thoughts on Edge of Eternities. I'm not super hyped on it, but I'm really intrigued on seeing what happens moving forward. See what type of collaboration they're gonna make for Secret Layer. Let it be Star Wars or Star Trek or anything else. It could be Alien for what we know. So there's a lot of possibilities for Sonic. Like I mentioned, I did grow up with Sonic. I played a lot of the Sega games when the little handheld ones that came in for Sonic. Sonic was a very, very, very lovable character as well in cartoons. I remember him like if it was yesterday. Obviously, I'm with Ale in this one. I was a Nintendo boy as well, but I was very vast on different consoles. Thanks to having different family members with different tastes. So super, super happy for seeing our favorite Blue Hedgehog having an entry level point here in Magic the Gathering. And I agree with Ale as well. When are we going to get these reprints of cards that are on Universe but have those effects of these unique mechanically cards? Wizard of the Coast, when will that happen? We need to know. So before we say our goodbyes, of quite a quick reminder, remember, from the 18th to the 20th of July, we're going to be in Plaza del Caribe in Ponce in Mega Geek Con. We're going to be next to Hot Topic in our free-to-play area. We're going to have board games, TCG, and much more. And as well, we have 2 tournaments that are going to be running on Saturday and Sunday. The CEDH tournament, that's proxy friendly, and we are going to be running with the ban list just in case. And as well, we're going to have a standard format Pokemon tournament as well. We will be giving prizes to the top 4 players. The prizes are going to be coming from Nerdtopia, the main the main event coordinator of Mega GeekCon. They're going to be providing the prizes. We're going to be providing all of you some unique, interesting trophies that our friend John made. What else? We're going to be having a live podcast. We're going to be talking about how to identify fake cards, and as well how you can use your phone and different type of tools or things that you might have in hand to make sure that you're buying a legit product before buying it. Before you wanted to try and make an investment on buying like an alternate art Lugia V card that probably you think that it's fake, we will show you how you can identify it, and as well use different tools that you can make sure that the card is legit. Me and Ali are going to be the podcast host on that date. Nothing, guys. Our Discord is coming in, so pay attention to our social media. Now, Ale, where can the people find you?
You can find me here talking about delicious, yummy universes beyond and universes across cardboard. You can also find me at Cinemas Podcast. You can also find me online, just talking about movies all the time with you, with anybody that wants to listen. And yeah, basically that. What about you, John? Where can the people find you?
So you guys can find me here at the Cardboard Cave podcast as well. Me and Ale are very active in all of our social media. So if you guys send us a message, it might be me, it might be Ale. We will be the ones talking to you. And as well, you can find me at Real In Films, where I do movie reviews and as well movie interviews. As well, we have a couple of new interviews already live in the YouTube channel. And as well, if you guys want to see like my father section, where I show you my page of being a father and a content creator as well. You can find me at Cinema Dad PR, where I put like little not private but personal things that I do with my son or with my family or goals that I make. So nothing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Until I cut it, bala pa tu cabeza, para delicadeza, habla la realeza, salva naturaleza, method for your mentalities, kill them with no fatalities, happy with all the cannabis, welcome to your reality.